Hello garden friends, and welcome to my Central Texas oasis. It is early January right now, and temperatures during the day range between 50 and 70 degrees Fahrenheit, and at night it goes between 40 and 50 degrees, and that is the perfect temperature range for many veggies to grow. So today I'm going to take you around my garden, show you what I'm growing, and you can too. Here we have bunching onions, common chives, and then 2 types of carrots. And I'm going to plant lettuce here along this edge. I don't know if you know, but onions are a fantastic companion plants for carrots and vice versa. The fact that I placed it like this is not accidental, and I'm going to explain it to you so you can apply it in your own garden. My backyard is on a south-facing slope, which means that when the sun comes up, it comes up here in the east, goes over the sky, south, and then disappears behind these trees and this fence right here in the afternoon. In the winter, that means that this garden bed gets the most of its sun in the early afternoon and then pretty much nothing in the late afternoon. So I don't want the carrots with their very bushy tops to shade out my onions. Onions have very skinny leaves, as we all know, so that's why they're going to be here, so that they don't shade out the carrots, and then both onions and carrots get the sun that they need. And then lettuce is here just because I want carrots to be right next to the onions. And again, I am worried a little bit about lettuce shading out things and then carrots shading out lettuce. And this way, I am pretty much hedging my bets. Lettuce is a must in winter because it bolts and gets so bitter so easily when it gets warm. I seriously grew a whole half bed of lettuce that I could only enjoy a couple leaves out of, and then it got bitter because it was too hot. Ugh. So I will only grow lettuce in the winter going forward. It needs to be protected from freezes, but so far this winter has been pretty mild, so all you need to do is throw some frost cloth over it when the freezes are expected to happen, and you should be golden. By the way, the reason I'm covering this back up is that none of these seeds need light to germinate, so it's fine to cover it. And we are going to have some really cold nights coming up, and I just think that it's going to be better to have them covered and cozy rather than cold. And also, this may help retain moisture better than if it was completely uncovered, because it won't be so exposed to winds. So I'm thinking that it should retain moisture better, which the carrots especially need to germinate. Okay, now let me show you what I'm growing in this bed. It is under the west-facing wall, which means that it's not getting a whole lot of sun. So everything in here is growing a little bit slowly, but that's okay because nothing in here necessarily needs crazy amounts of sun, although apparently some of these things do. I'm about to show you. Isn't that rice prickles? Isn't that rice prickles? Yes, prickles. So what I have here are beets. I have the red kind of beet, normal beets that you'd expect, and I also have golden beets, which I haven't tried before. And it does seem that the golden beets are not having the best time growing over here, so I'm going to sow additional backups in a different garden bed that has more light. The red beets, though, seem to be happy, so you never know. I also have kale, which is a fantastic green from the brassica family to grow during the winter. It is one of those things that actually tastes a little bit better when it's nipped by the frost a tiny bit. So again, perfect to grow right now. In fact, in the summer, it bolts quickly when it gets too hot, and the pest pressure from aphids is insane in warmer weather. Right now, it does seem like there's some little caterpillar taking a nibble on the kale, but that's nothing that a little BT spray can't fix. I'm also growing Swiss chard, which is a kind of mustard, and cilantro, which is another herb that bolts when it gets really hot. Also growing radishes, I have regular market something radishes that are supposed to grow really quickly, but I also have Asian watermelon radishes, which look like watermelons when you cut them inside, and I am really excited about those. I haven't had them before. I haven't grown them, haven't had them. Oh my God, hi boy. Oh no, hi girl. Oh, you came here to eat grass? But he's not actually eating grass all the time, because I know some people watching it are probably like, oh my God, your dog's stomachs are so upset. Dogs only eat grass when their stomachs are upset. But not these. They don't like really eat it. They mostly just chew it or like kind of waste time trying to grab it, but they're not actually eating it. So nothing to worry about. Also, I know their poops are excellent. Anyway, right. Radishes. I'm really excited about the watermelon looking radish. I think I'm going to plant more in a different spot. I also left enough space for succession sowing so that I don't have a whole bumper crop of radishes that I don't know what to do with. So I think it's time to add some more radishes to this bed. I am also growing sugar snap peas. This one's called Oregon Sugar Pod 2 or something like that from Botanical Interests. And I could say that it is frost tolerant, so it's a good thing to be growing right now. But the real reason that they're here is because I procrastinated on putting them in the ground this year, and I put them in really late. Really, by now, they should have already given me some pods, but again, I put them in so late, I just didn't have a chance to. So I'm just going to call this an experiment and see how they do through the winter. Because, yeah, procrastination. I'm also growing nasturtiums, which are technically edible. They are high in oxalates, so you can't just eat the whole plant all at once because it's not good for you. But it is edible, and in small amounts, especially if you're just using the blossoms to decorate your plate, it's fantastic. Those guys are lobelias, which are very, very not edible. They are here just for aesthetic purposes, and they are technically doing better than they are supposed to this time of the year. They are supposed to have a really bad time when it gets below 50 degrees, and it's below 50 over here every night, and they are still pumping out flowers, especially the one on the right side. We are gonna have some really cold nights here coming up, so I guess we'll see what they do. I don't expect them to survive, but if they do, I'll be very grateful. And this, oh no, okay. Okay. Now here, this is a gigantic container that I decided to use as a garden bed. So what I have here is Mizuna, which is an Asian green. It's a mustard, I believe. I also have some fennels, celeries. I have celery Amsterdam, which is grown mostly for the leaves. And I have celery Utah, which is grown for the stalks. I have fennel Florence as well, which is grown for the bulb. And I have alyssum and some weeds. Bonus stuff that you should not grow in January, but is growing in my garden due to my laziness and curiosity is shishito peppers. I swear nothing can bring this bush down. I have been just procrastinating on dealing with this grow bag, and look, it's not dead yet. In fact, it's continuing to produce stunted little peppers, which I do cut up into my eggs, and it's actually great. If the weather continues to be kind of warm, these might overwinter themselves right here. That's fascinating. Another plant that isn't supposed to be growing right now, but is this wild volunteer tomato. I have no idea what tomato this is. I have never grown or thrown away anything that looks like this. I think this is like an ox heart shape. The only thing I have done to this particular tomato is I removed all of its suckers towards the end of the season, and I also need to stake it. it was staked on a little fence, but the fence fell over. But that's all I have done. I have not protected it from the elements at all. I have not fertilized it. We even had a tiny freeze a few weeks ago, and it's fine. I have no reason to remove it, so I guess I won't, and I'm just really curious to see what happens. Okay, so to sum up, the vegetables I am growing in my Texas garden in early January are alliums, which includes bunching onions, garlic, and chives, carrots, radishes, leafy greens such as kale, lettuce, mizuna, and Swiss chard. The last two are mustard greens, cilantro, fennel, celery, beets, and also nasturtium is technically edible too, so I guess I'm gonna count that. Also, one of the vegetables that are perfect to be growing right now are leeks. I am not growing leeks because I hate leeks with a passion. But if you like leeks, well, first of all, comment below and let me know how you eat them and why you like them. And second of all, start growing them. This is perfect right now. Obviously, there are many more vegetables that you can be growing right now, but these are what I'm growing. Please let me know what you are growing this January. And don't forget to like if you like the video and subscribe. It really doesn't hurt. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.